Hello and welcome to Bret's Table. Bonjour. Hola. Buongiorno. It's a Sunday morning, August the 2nd already, and today we are going to make popovers. It's really easy. The one trick that I've learned is that you need to let the batter sit for at least an hour so that everything can come to room temperature. I've also even seen recipes where they will heat some of the milk or even add cream right at the last minute to raise the temperature of the batter. But I didn't do that. So what I did do, oh, and before I forget, joyeux anniversary to Cyril in Antibes, France. So hi Cyril. So it's very few ingredients that are needed, and I've got some popovers in the oven, so hopefully they'll be ready to show you before I finish everything. So also I'm wearing my very cool apron that my friend Thorsten made for me. So I am also a big proponent of weighing ingredients instead of measuring. So I have my scale that I have in a Ziploc bag so that it's easier to keep clean. I've got my bowl on top of my scale. I'm going to tare it, T-A-R-E, out to 0, and then I'm going to add a cup and a half of flour, which is 6 3/4 ounces. So I'm just looking at my scale here, and I have exactly 6 3/4 ounces. So I'm gonna put my flour away. I'm going to add a pinch of salt. This is kosher salt. Again, this is fleur de sel from France, and this is a fleur de sel from Mexico. So I'm just going to take a hefty pinch of salt and add it to my flour and set that aside. Set my scale aside somewhere, and got my empty bowl here with 4 large eggs. You can also use 3 extra large eggs. I've got some whole milk, and I'm just gonna crack my eggs into the milk and try not to get the shell in it. I just also posted a picture on my Facebook page, my profile pic, of eggs at a grocery store in France. And actually, I may have said this before, but the French don't refrigerate eggs. They find them on the shelf because one, they don't wash the shells as much as we do here in the US, so the protective coating actually stays on the eggs to prevent salmonella, and also they have a barcode for every egg that is laid, so that if someone did get sick from an egg, and you kept the eggshell, you could trace it back to the farm and the chicken that laid the egg. So it's just a different way of keeping track of foodborne illnesses, so which I think is a great thing. So anyway, so got my eggs, got my milk. Gonna wash my hands. I'm gonna take a whisk and whisk my milk and my eggs together. And what you want to do is whisk this for about a minute, breaking up the yolks. And you want to actually get some air bubbles into the batter because that's what causes the popovers to rise. So So here we are whisking. Somebody can time me. We whisk away. So, and I'm using a motion that's this way up and around to beat air into the mixture, because I'm wanting to add air to the egg yolk mixture. So I'm guessing that's about a minute. So now I've got my flour and my salt. I'm going to pour everything in. And now I'm going to do a figure 8 motion with my whisk. Well, I'm going to do all kinds of stuff to get the flour incorporated into the egg yolk mixture and get everything incorporated. And it's okay to have left some small lumps in the batter. Again, you can see all of the air bubbles that have been created in the batter. So now I am going to, I have some butter that was melted and has since cooled, and I'm going to add that. And it's only a tablespoon and a half, so you want to take a spatula and actually, make sure you've got all of the butter out of the pan since it's so little. So now I'm going to incorporate the batter, or the butter into the batter. And that's all there is to it. So this bowl of batter, I'm going to leave sit on the stove for at least an hour. And the reason that you do that is so that the flour totally is absorbed with the liquid is absorbed with the flour, fully hydrated. I think that's important to do. So yes, you have to plan ahead a little bit, but that's all there is to it. So we're going to set that aside. And everyone, you read all the time that sure, you can use a muffin pan if you don't have a popover pan, which I'm going to go get. So here's a popover pan, which I have used, some. I'm actually using, this morning, my friend Scott, he brought over his popover pan because it's more seasoned than mine. I used mine the other day, and even with all the butter and the nonstick spray, they still stuck. So note to self, I get to use even more butter the next time I use this pan. You can also use, I think now they have like a non-stick popover pan, which I think would work even better. But back to the muffin tin, you keep reading, or I keep reading that you can use muffin tins to make popovers if you don't have a popover pan. So since I've got a second batch, that one that I just made, that's going to sit for an hour. Then I will put the muffin tin in the oven, let it heat up, then add copious amounts of non-stick spray and a little dab of butter. I'll probably do the ones on the outside of the pan, leave these two in the middle because you want a lot of air circulation. As you can see by this pan, there's a lot of air circulation around each cup. So I think we're going to try to do the same thing, mimic the same thing with the muffin tin. I'll take a picture of this to see, what happens, how this works. Maybe these work fine. So we'll see. But I'm just checking the oven. It's got 5 more minutes, but I think they are about done. I started the oven at 425 degrees Fahrenheit on as Paul Hollywood says, on fan or convection, and then I set the timer for 15 minutes, and then reduced the oven temperature to 365 degrees Fahrenheit, fan assisted, or as they say, convection. So they've been in the oven now about 35 minutes. It generally takes about 40 minutes. Every oven is different. So one, is your oven calibrated? Do you have convection, or is it conventional? Just keep an eye on them. Hopefully you have a window on your oven door, because by all means you do not want to open the oven door to allow air escape, because most likely your popovers will fall. I keep reading that over and over again, that do not open your oven door while these are cooking. I haven't ever opened the door because I don't want to have them fall on me. Maybe one of these days, if I'm adventurous, I'll do that. So that's all there is to making popovers. There can be served with some great butter. I use a butter from Kelowna Organics or Kelowna Supernatural. They have an unsalted and lightly salted butter. I actually do recipe development for them. Also, what was I going to say? I think honey would be amazing on these. Some jam. What you do want to do is eat these shortly after they come out of the oven. It's not really something that can wait, even though, again, some recipes say that you can cool them completely and then freeze them and put them in a Ziploc bag. And maybe I'll do that, because unless I have 6 people knocking on my door in the next 5 minutes, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with 6 popovers now, and then have another 6 or 8 that I cook in my muffin tin in an hour. So if people want to come over, you can do that. Yes, I was, my friends Stephanie and Fred have Pure Prairie Honey. They live outside Chicago. So if anyone is in the Wheaton, Naperville area and would like to purchase some of their amazing wildflower honey, you can do that. Just look on Pure Prairie Honey on Facebook, and you can get some of their honey. I was down there a couple of weeks ago, actually a week ago, for 2 weeks, and there's a video on Fred's YouTube called, what was it called? Cooking Time with the Millers or something. Stephanie will post the exact YouTube channel on the comments. Also, Carolyn's asking if you could flavor them. That's a really great question. I don't think there would be a problem with grating some Gruyere or Parmesan in the batter. I have almost a quart of buttermilk in the refrigerator, so I was thinking, I wonder what it'd be like if we added buttermilk instead of whole milk. What would that do to the flavor? And the buttermilk, yes, I also bought a quart of cream, because I have now a pint of creme fraiche sitting in my refrigerator, which you could whip that a little bit and serve that with popovers. So food time with the Millers. Food, and then THYME, Food Time with the Millers. Check out Fred's YouTube. Yes, you could also use melted duck fat instead of butter. That would be amazing as well. And actually, my friend, here I'm off camera, my friend David gave me this spray can of duck fat, which I used the last time, which had imparted a great flavor. So that's also a possibility. So I think, yep, the oven is now, the timer's going off. I'm going to pull these out of the oven. So here, let me close the oven door. Here are the popovers that you want to get them. They are absolutely amazing. They're coming out of the pan beautifully. Nothing sticking. Thank you, Scott. Or that one's not. That one's stuck a little bit. But hey, 5 out of 6. So here they are. Beautiful popovers. They're very hot. Some people say that you should take and poke them to let the steam out. So you could do that. And yeah, I'm happy. 5 out of 6 came out. So anyway, like I said, I've got 6 popovers here. So if anybody wants to knock on my door and have a popover in the next couple of minutes, because like I said, they don't last long if they sit out. So thank you so much for watching today. I can't believe it's already August. Time is flying by and going at a snail's pace at the same time. Stay well. Please practice social distancing. I keep saying if we all did this for 2 weeks, this would all be over by now, and we wouldn't be in this mess. So please take care, be safe, live well and eat well, and hopefully very soon we will all be able to sit down with our friends and our family and enjoy a meal together. So yes, wear your mask. So anyway, take care. Please take care, and we'll see what we're gonna do next Sunday at this time. So bye now. So